Thank you for joining me here today. I'm Rose Madison Jenkins, and this week I'm celebrating something that's an absolute miracle to me. I'm celebrating 5 years of sobriety from alcohol. I stand before you as a loving wife and mother who loves herself and those around her, who lives every day with purpose and passion as I move through this world, inspiring others to love themselves more and to celebrate the things that they're truly amazing for as they heal from the things in their past so that they no longer hold them back from their own potential. But it wasn't always this way. There were so many things in my life that led me to alcohol to begin with. I experienced a lot of scarcity, lack, abuse, and a lot of things that felt like the opposite of love at a very young age. By the time I was 15, I had had more abusers in my life than I could count on my own 2 hands. I struggled in school with a learning disability, and I often woke up trying to find any excuse not to go to school because I felt stupid and unliked there, but at the same time I felt unloved and unwanted at home. That summer, after my freshman year, after a wedding, my mom hosted an after party for the bride and groom at our home. The groom just so happened to be someone who had sexually assaulted me in my own home just months before that. But no one knew that at the time. After the party, the adults started to clear out, and then it was just me, teenage Rose, sitting in my living room with bottles of alcohol all over the place. And at first, my teenage curiosity got the best of me, and I just wanted to see what it felt like to be really, really drunk. So I poured myself a glass, and I drank that, and I felt a little bit better. And then I poured myself another glass, and I drank that, and I felt even better. And then it dawned on me, how much of this do I need to drink to never feel any of this hurt and pain again? And so I did that. I poured another glass, and I drank that. And I poured another glass, and I drank that. I drank until I could no longer remember the faces of my abusers, and frankly, I could no longer remember anything at all. I woke up the next morning to EMTs rubbing my sternum, trying to wake me up, while my mom stood above my body screaming because she thought she had lost me. The next few moments were a blur as I was rushed to the ER. And later, as I was finally fully conscious and I was laying in that hospital bed alone, staring up at the fluorescent lights above me, it dawned on me that I had had a second chance at life. I knew what it felt like to see my mom when she thought she had lost me, and although I was struggling to love myself, I realized how important I was to other people, and I wanted to somehow find a way to continue on. And so I did that. When I went back to school, I started asking for help, and I started taking school more seriously. Eventually, through all my trials and tribulations, I finished school. I joined the military at 17, and I even went off to college. That day at age 15, I started fighting for my own life, but my drinking problems didn't stop there. You may have some things in your life that don't serve you, some habits or some patterns, even some negative thinking that doesn't serve you. But I invite you to stop and ask yourself, where did that come from? What experience in my life led me to start feeling a void for myself in that way? Why do I do that? Start asking yourself that so you can get to the bottom of what it is that you're hurting from and what void it is that you're trying to fill with that new habit. Like I said, I started fighting for my own life that day at age 15, but my drinking problem didn't stop there. I just never tried to end my own life again. And so As I was in the military and I was in college, I sometimes struggled with workaholism. I would keep myself busy with work and school, working and going to school 95 hours a week to keep myself distracted from all the pain and hurt from my past. And then when I wasn't busy working or going to school, I would be drinking. In 2016, I graduated from college at the beginning of the summer. I got married at the end of the summer, and then that fall, I retired from the military. I was left with so much more free time, and now without the distraction of school and the military, I had time to really think about what it was that caused me to drink so much in the first place. And on those nights that I would normally stay up and drink to numb my pain, I decided to start doing something else. I had always loved painting, and I had even done it in school, attending art school while I was in college. And now I had the freedom to express myself through painting without the restrictions of assignments in school. So on those nights that I normally would stay up and drink to numb my pain, I started staying up painting. And as I painted, I felt so much relief, and my inner child would begin to crawl into my lap and sit there and paint with me. As I would care for her and nurture her, we began to start our healing process. As I would zone out into my paintings, I would be thinking about my past. Why did that happen to me? Why did I choose to deal with it in this way? What is it that I need to do to stop that? I painted for months and months, sitting at that canvas on my living room floor, allowing myself to start healing. After months of that, I made an amazing discovery. A miracle had happened, and I was pregnant with my first child. Me and my husband were going to have our first child together. As excited as I was to become a mother and to step into motherhood, I had a scary thought. I didn't want to drag any of that baggage from back there into motherhood with me. So I started seeking out therapy because I wanted more than anything to heal, so I could be fully present for that child and give them the best in life, give them the things that I wanted so badly in life as a child myself. So I started seeking out therapy, and although the first few attempts didn't go so well, I eventually found a therapist that felt like she really got me. I was able to start opening up and getting to the bottom of the things that hurt me the most. I started healing. I started getting in touch with myself more. And I continued replacing old habits with new and more fulfilling things. Now I've found my path as a motivational speaker, a coach, and a teacher that helps others love themselves, because helping others get past the things that hurt them is what fills my cup the most. Replacing old habits starts by acknowledging what it is that we're hurting from. What is that void in your life that you're trying to fill? First, acknowledge that, and then set the intention to release that. Give yourself enough self-compassion and grace to take your time in getting there. And instead of putting yourself down when it feels like you're not making the progress you want, celebrate yourself for every single baby step you make along the way. If you're struggling with binge eating, celebrate yourself when you catch yourself binge eating one less night a week. Celebrate yourself when you catch yourself eating one less piece of cake, or one less bag of chips, or even putting the bag of chips down when you realize you've started to dive into a binging episode. Don't beat yourself up for the things you think you should be doing, or could be doing, or would be doing, and celebrate yourself for the things that you are doing. Because when you celebrate those, you attract more of those into your life. Acknowledge that void so that you can start filling it in a positive and helpful way. I filled my void of a lack of love and a lack of security in my childhood, with painting and creativity and pouring love back into the world through teaching, coaching, and speaking. And that's what helps me continue to live a happy, healthy, and fulfilling life as a wife, a mom, and a teacher to the world. Ask yourself, what is it in my life that no longer serves me? What is it in my life that's getting in the way of me fully loving myself and meeting my full potential? Ask yourself, am I ready to let that go so that I can start being my best self? Thank you so much for listening today. Thank you so much for watching this video. You watching this video means that you're celebrating my 5 years of sobriety from alcohol with me. And I thank you so much for celebrating that with me. I'm Rose Madison Jenkins. Remember to stay blessed, stay inspired, and always stay in action. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. If you want to hear more about my life story and my healing journey, I invite you to order a print or digital copy of my best-selling novel of Rose from Concrete, The Home That Love Built on Amazon. And if you have a story that you want to share with the world and you're just not sure where to start, or you have a completed manuscript and you'd like to publish with a chance to become the next Amazon best-selling author, please book a call with me at the link below so that I can help you on that journey. It would be my honor and my pleasure.